is of course, I'm sure you recognize it, Neil Diamond, Forever in Blue Jeans, 1979. And kind of from his Barbra Streisand era, You Don't Bring Me Flowers. I think it was even on that album. And opens up with a very cool little fingerpicking thing, and then that's about it. The rest of it is strumming and pretty easy, but we have some syncopated strum things that happen in there. Anyway, we'll take a look at all that stuff. But the fingerpicking part in the beginning is really interesting and pretty challenging. It has a it was my guess on this is that Neil's longtime guitar player and friend Richard Bennett was something he kind of came up with, and then Neil threw together some lyrics with it. Now the lyrics are fairly simple. There really are only 2 verses, and he just sings them in a couple different octaves. So we're not going to talk too much about the vocals in it. We're just really going to talk about the accompaniment, keeping a steady thing going with your right hand, and not alternating bass notes. It revolves around an A chord, and we mostly are just going to keep this constant motion of heavy beats and downstrokes on the ands. I'd be counting the bass notes as quarter notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So we're going to keep that going throughout most of it, but then we have some chord changes that happen on the ups. Alright, we're not going to use that E7 in there. It's not quite what we need. So anyway, coming up, we will talk first about the chord progression, mostly chords in the key of A and a kind of relative to some of those chords in the key of A. And then we'll break down the picking that I, of course, have tablature to. Okay, coming up. Forever in Blue Jeans. The chords we're going to be seeing in Forever in Blue Jeans are almost all chords out of the key of A and a couple of their relatives, as I mentioned before. You could play the A chords, standard A, 3 fingers, or if you could play it as a hinge bar and keep the first string open, that would work as well. You could also play it with the hinge bar and the high A in there. There are definitely times we want to hear this in the song, so it's kind of up to you. You could play the A with the high A, you could play the A with the open E on the top with the hinge. In the beginning we want to play it with the hinge. The introduction will break this down more later. Anyway, as we talk about the intro, we'll be doing that with some bars. But we're also going to see D chords, just played as a standard D, although in the intro we may want to do it as a bar as well, a 3-string bar, and even add the high A up in there. The basic strumming we're going to be doing in this is pretty much mono bass, monotone basses, hitting the same bass note. I'm playing an A chord now, and it's just going to be the accompaniment we'll use for when we've got especially the 4 measures of A, sets of 4 measures of A, will just be the A and the bass, and then a strum on the and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now, I really have the song written out in half measures at a time. We might really think of it as 1 and 2 and 1 and 2